Set the tempo around 110 BPM. And in this tutorial, I'll be remaking Butter by BTS, and in order to do that, you have to go to Splice, and they actually used an exact sample from here to make their song, and I'll play it right here, and you'll be like, oh yeah, that's Butter. So yeah, I use that and a little bit of more samples that are like that, just to kind of get it in the Butter groove. And then I also use this drum loop here, which I'll talk about later. Alright, so I got the chords from the sample. You don't necessarily need a sample, I'm just using it in this example, but just get a nice chord progression, generally that repeats itself over and over again, just like pop music. And I use 2 Vital presets from MHA's Vital Sound Bank. And then I made a bass line from the sample as well. Again, you don't necessarily need to have a sample, but just make a kind of groovy bass line. It just so happens that this is the same one from the sample. Again, all Vital presets from MHA's Vital Sound Bank. And then here's a different bass line. This is for the build-up. So generally, you want to change the bass lines when they, not necessarily the notes, but like the rhythm of it when you go to different parts of the song. Again, more Vital presets from MHA's Sound Bank. And then even earlier in the song, I just have this one-note rhythm. A Vital Sound preset and a Flex 808 preset. What an idiot. I forgot to show you these chords. It's the same chords from earlier that I showed you, but it's just chopped up a little bit to fit in the drop. And this little thing is just the Butter little da-da-da-da. But you could also incorporate that into your own songs. Not this exact thing, obviously, that'd be copyright. However, you can do a little thing in the chords to make it sound cool. Vital preset, a Flex piano preset, and then another Vital preset. And then the drums, that loop from earlier, I chopped it up so that I isolated the kick, and then I isolated the snare, and then I chopped it up in the pattern that it is like for Butter, and I added like this little thing at the end, which is from the loop. If I could show you right here. Yeah, it's from the loop. It's this little tail piece at the end of it. That right there, which is in the song, which I actually repeated throughout almost the entirety of the song. And then for the drop drums, I actually used the drums from the sample, coupled with just some extra things to make the drums stand out. Doesn't sound good on its own, but in the mix, it sounds good. Then I added this perk loop. Now, obviously, when you make a dance pop song, you're not going to have all these exact elements. So, to generalize it, just get some good sounding percussion. If it's in a sample, cool. If not, then make your own, just a simple like boom, clap, boom, clap, boom, clap rhythm. And now some FX. I just have this small little riser that I chopped up in different places to be either long or short. And then here is a sweep, but it's just reversed. And then a little percussion one shot to fill up the mix a little bit. Then a little sweep up here. Onto the structure portion of it. You want to introduce it with like the minimalist amount of things as possible. So I just introduced it with the drums, and then I introduced the beginning bass line, and then for the little bridge thing here, I added, don't mind the samples. I added the chords, and then the secondary bass line, and then I added some effects. I did a riser and a little swoosh into this, like to gradually like introduce it. And then leading up to the chorus or the drop, I added some more sweeps that would introduce it, and then a little break in the instrumentation, and then a fill right here, which then leads into the huge big blasting drop. In the drop, you're gonna have the chords, the bass, the percussion, The effects, it's just not even effects technically. It's just a little swoosh in, and then the drums. These are just to fill up the mix, but you're gonna have like huge, loud drums. So you're most likely not gonna have these samples like I do, but the chords and bass lines around it you're gonna have, and the drums and effects definitely. Hope this tutorial helped you, and now let's listen to the final result.
Smooth like butter, like a criminal undercover. Don't pop like trouble, breaking into your heart like that. Cool shade stunner, yeah, owe it all to my mother. Hot like summer, yeah, I'm making you sweat like that. Break it down. Ooh, when I look in the mirror, I'm not too hard to do. I got the superstar glow, so ooh, to the boogie line. Side step right left to my beat. I like the moon, rock with me, baby. Know that I got that hit. Let me show you just how this shit.